Let me ask you something honestly. Why does it feel like you're behind in life? Not failing, not falling apart, not giving up, just behind. Behind where you thought you'd be by now, behind where others seem to be, behind some invisible schedule you never agreed consciously to, but you still feel judged by. You're doing what needs to be done. You're responsible. You're even showing up. And yet there's this quiet pressure that keeps surfacing, and this voice in your head saying, I should be further along than this. If that thought feels familiar, I want to say something clearly at the start. That feeling is very, very common right now in the world we live in. And it doesn't mean what you think it means. No. This isn't a motivational talk. It's a clarity conversation from my heart to yours. Because most of the pain around feeling behind, it doesn't come from reality, but it comes from misunderstanding what's actually happening. Most people assume feeling behind means they are failing. But when you slow down and examine it, that's not the truth. Or that's not the whole truth. Feeling behind usually means you're measuring your life against something undefined, an assumed timeline, an unspoken expectation, a mental comparison that was never fully examined. If you ask most people, behind compared to what? They will struggle to answer. Behind who? Behind when? Behind which version of success? Let me tell you, when the reference point is vague, the conclusion is always self-criticism. You don't feel behind because you're doing poorly. You feel behind because you're using a ruler you didn't choose. Comparison today isn't loud. It is ambient. It happens quickly and quietly, constantly, and even without permission. You take your phone, you scroll past updates, career milestones, announcement, moment of progress. And even if you don't consciously compare, your mind absorbs the signal. Everyone else is moving forward. What's really visible is that, the full context is not visible. The cost, the trade-offs, the instability beneath the surface is not visible. You're comparing your entire lived experience to a carefully selected moment from other people's life. And that comparison always creates distortion. Not because you're insecure, but because the data is incomplete. This feeling isn't random, my friend. It's cultural. We live in a time where progress is public, speed is rewarded, stillness is misinterpreted. Visibility has replaced depth. If growth isn't visible, it's assumed not to exist. If progress isn't announced, it's assumed not to be happening. But some of the most important work in a life is invisible. So things like clarifying values, things like building resilience, things like recovering from pressure, realigning identity. These things don't produce quick milestones, but they determine everything that follows. Yet they are rarely celebrated. So people end up ashamed of seasons that are actually essential. Feeling behind doesn't just hurt emotionally, it changes behavior. People begin to rush, not because they are ready, but because they are afraid of being late. They make decisions to catch up, not because they are lying. They simply chase movement, not direction. They choose urgency over clarity. And me and you knows that rush decisions often create more regret than slow seasons ever did. Feeling behind also erodes self-trust. Instead of asking, what matters to me? What fits my values? What kind of life do I want to sustain? People start asking questions like, what will make me look less behind? That shift is subtle but very, very costly, my friend. Here's a more grounded way to see your life. Life doesn't move on a universal timeline. It moves in seasons. Some seasons are expansive, some are preparatory, some are internal, some are quiet. A season that looks slow from the outside may be deeply active on the inside. Many people who look ahead externally are internally fragmented. Many people who feel behind are actually stabilizing. Stability doesn't look impressive these days, but it's very powerful. And it's often built in seasons people mislabel as behind. We rarely stop to ask, on time for what? What are we chasing? Whose schedule are we trying to meet? Who holds the ruler? Life isn't an exam with fixed deadlines. It's a process of becoming. The goal isn't to arrive early, friends. The goal isn't to arrive on time. The goal is to arrive whole and complete, with integrity intact, with clarity intact, with enough self-trust to sustain what you're going to build next. Most people who rushed ahead had to backtrack later. Many people who felt behind were quietly laying foundations. You don't see foundations, do you? But you feel their strength later when the building is high. Let's talk about what actually helps. Number one, change the question. Instead of saying, why am I behind? Ask a question like this: what is this season forming in me? That single shift moves you from shame to curiosity. Number two, measure direction, not speed. Speed without direction heads to burnout. Direction, even when it's very slow, leads to coherence. Ask questions like this: am I moving intentionally, even if slowly? That's progress, my friends. That's progress. 3, stop borrowing other people's timeline. You don't know what they skipped. You definitely don't know what they sacrificed. And I bet you don't know what they postponed. Build a life you can live with, not one that just looks good. Number 4, reclaim one area of agency. Progress in one area restores confidence. Confidence quiets comparison. You don't need to fix everything at a time. You need momentum somewhere that is real. So focus on a small part. Let me leave you with this tonight. You're not behind in life. You're in a season that doesn't translate well into highlights. And that's okay, friends. That's okay. The most important growth in a human's life often happens quietly. It happens before things make sense. It happens before momentum appears. Stop asking if you're late. Start asking if you're becoming. Because becoming takes time. And time is not something you're behind on. Time is something you're living through. Thank you so much, friends, for your time. Thank you for sticking with us. Thank you for watching our videos, and thank you for your comment. Thank you for engaging with our videos. If you've not subscribed, kindly subscribe to this channel. Let us know your thoughts so we can discuss it together. Thank you and have a nice day. This is Matt Miller signing off for now. Bye.